Whether it's deciding on a job offer, or thinking about buying a new car versus a new home, or which life insurance plan to go with, all the decisions that you make in your life can affect your present and change your future. We normally tend to jump for the option that makes us happiest overall. And this is thinking out of your heart and going with your gut feeling, which is a great method. But what other methods are there to make the right decision? Let's take a look. Welcome to EmpowerFlix. There are many methods of making the right decision and can be subjective. In my opinion, I like to break things down into steps. And I'm going to be sharing with you a 3-step method that works for me. So let's start off with step number 1. Write down the goal of the decision. Once you write down the goal of the decision, answer these questions. What is the aim of your decision? And what are the options of the decision? So let's take an example of moving to a new home. So write down the goal, which is to move to a new home. The aim is to have a shorter distance in traveling to work. Then write down all the options that are possible. Next to the options you listed, ask yourself if each option meets your aim and outcome of the decision. If the answer is yes, then move to the next step. If the answer is no, then spend a little bit more time on clarifying the outcome. Step number 2, deciding on your standards. The options for your decision will depend on if the outcome will meet your standards. So once again, write down all your standards that you want to meet, and once you have that identified, revert back to step number 1. So again, go down your list and write a yes or no to each of the options that meet your standards. So for the example we're looking at of moving to a new home, write down the standards. It has to be close to work, has to have 2 bedrooms, has to have a balcony, and a budget of $1,000 per month. So go down the list of options and say yes or no to each of the options. I would like to share a useful tip with you, and that is to take your time. It is not necessary that you have to make the decision on the spot. Sometimes when we rush into a decision, it can lead to a bad decision. My recommendation is to take a break. Let your mind have a chance to subconsciously think about the decision. And once you've taken that break, go and move on to the next step. Step 3, make your decision. After narrowing down all the options that meet your goal standards, take the decision with full confidence. Since you've already weighed out all your options and the right decision is in front of you. Sometimes what can happen is that there can be 2 options that both meet your goal standards. So what do you do in this case? Write down all the pros and cons of each of the options and then make your decision. For our example of buying a new home, as you can see, option C is the best one. By using this method, I've been weighing out my decisions. And I have to say, it does take a little while of adjusting and practice, but it has made me make better decisions in my life. So what decisions do you have to make? Have you been stuck recently? Do try this method that I've shared with you, and if it has worked for you, please leave me a comment below. And also, do stay tuned for next week's video where Marilyn will be discussing on how to choose the right career path. In the meantime, stay safe.